Dolphins fans, welcome into Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott. We have a loaded live show for you guys today. A lot of rumors to discuss. In fact, we have 2 rumor segments planned for you guys on today's show. I want to know, where are you watching from? Shout out your city down in the comments. John Ruiz, I know you're in Florida. Brian Gonzalez, what's going on? It's good to see you. Appreciate everyone watching right now. Live on a Thursday for the first time in a long time. It's going to be back to our normally scheduled programming here on Chat Sports. Already 100 people watching. We appreciate you. Ben, what's up? Jay Case is in Miami, Florida. Minx. Oh, Minx. Oh, Minx is in Miami. Miami Minx. You love to see it. Joshy's in Miami Lakes. We got William Woodburn watching from North Hills, California. Vince is in Miami. We got Scurvy Lee in upstate New York. I was just there last week, man, in Syracuse for the Syracuse-Duke game. Sports fan, what's up, man? Brian Gonzalez in Miami Lakes. We got John Ruiz in Orlando. Are you normally in Orlando, John? That's the first time I've seen you type Orlando. Derek Wilkinson is in the Bahamas. Adam Sanchez saying Mr. 505, Albuquerque. So Pitbull is Mr. 305, and you're Mr. 505. You love to see it. Mike who is in Boston. Park the car. Go Sox. Brian Gonzalez, what's up? Justin is in the Bahamas. Okay, I knew it, John. I knew you were normally in Miami. I like Orlando. I lived there for a summer a few years ago. I know. Darren Bell is turn up my knob a little bit more, Chuck. Check there. Keep going. Bet. Sherry May, what's up? Odie64 is on Virginia Beach as we welcome in producer Jeremy Chuggs. It's good to see you, Chuggs. Dolphins fans have missed you. You know what, Chuggs? I ran into a subscriber in Syracuse last week. Just crazy. We're at the same place. We're at the restaurant at the same time. And you know what? The first thing he said, he's like, "Say hi to Jeremy Chuggs for me." That's what he said. And he says he loves it when Chuggs is in the Dolphin costume.
Da-da-da-da, shake that fin.
Da-da-da-da, shake that fin. Da-da-da-da, shake that fin. Ba-da-da-da, shake that fin. Oh, you love to see it. Darren Bell saying, Mike Jones? Who? From where? Here's our Super Chat menu for today. $5, we're going to sing the Dolphins fight song. $10, we'll spin the wheel. So Jeremy Chuggs, if you remember last month, got so upset because he thought the little virtual wheel we did, the online wheel, was rigged because he had to take like 15 shots. So now we have ditched the virtual wheel. We have an actual wheel this time around. $10 for a wheel spin. Is a Chug shot featured on there?
There's actually 2 Chug shots on here. There's a Truth or Dare. The music symbols, me and Will are going to go back and forth karaoke style.
Oh, that's great.
We have some jumping jacks. We have a gritty for Will on here.
Hey, look, a sticky gritty. We're talking about Mike today.
What else do we have? Jumping jacks for Will.
Okay.
And one that just says dance.
Just dance. It'll be okay. And then $20 to get on our Hall of Fame board. We brought this back. If you're not on the board, $20 to get you on the board. It's like an 80% off discount. You want to take advantage of it.
What's up, John Ruiz?
And then $200 super chat. I'm going to do water boots. So I'm on some antibiotics right now. I cannot drink alcohol. So $200 for a water boot. You can see the first ever water boot on Dolphins Day if we get a $200 super chat.
It's funny because Will failed horribly at the beer boot.
Yeah, so hopefully the water boot works out.
I don't know if it was the beer or the amount of liquid that he was trying to drink.
We're about to find out.
We'll find out today if we get one.
Help us get to 40,000 subscribers. Hey, William Woodburn, $5 super chat. Oh, you love to see it. We'll put you on screen here in a second, William Woodburn. Subscribe to the channel, y'all, if you haven't already, and tell your friends about our channel. $5 super chat from William Woodburn. You know what that means. Oh, Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. Because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins.
Hey, hey.
Miami Dolphins #1.
Hey, hey.
Because we're the
Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Shout out to William Woodburn. First super chat of the day. We appreciate you, William. You are a real one.
We have a very important question for you today. We're going to be auctioning off a jersey on the channel.
This is exciting news. I want to give a massive shout out to one of our most loyal subscribers, Travis Amintz. He is the head women's golf coach at the University of North Dakota. Big fan of the show, which makes me now a North Dakota golf fan, so we appreciate you, Travis. But he is sending us a jersey. He asked, which jersey do we want to auction off? So type 25 if you want a Xavier Howard jersey auctioned off, or 66 for a Larry Little jersey. John Ruiz is saying Xavier Howard. Brian Gonzalez is saying Xavier Howard. Jamie is saying, can we make this the pinned poll?
Yeah, of course.
Tommy Scheffler saying X. Darren Bell saying the Hall of Famer Larry Little. May I remind you that Larry Little is a Hall of Famer. He was on the 1972 team, won 2 Super Bowls with the Dolphins, one of the greatest offensive linemen of all time. I'm honestly surprised to see the number of people saying X. Michael Rose, though, saying Larry Little. Adam Sanchez saying Tyreek Hill. That's not an option. These are the 2 options we have, thanks to our good friend Travis. Hugh Burke is saying Howard. We have Darren Bell saying Little. John O'Neill is saying Larry Little. Okay, now we have more Larry. So go vote. We
it's
just put the
on the pin poll.
We just put the pin poll up. Go and vote.
Whichever one is winning at the end of today's live show is the one that we're going to go with.
75% are saying Xavier Howard. 68% now are saying Xavier Howard. This is crazy. I'm a little bit surprised by these numbers.
69.
We're going to give the people what they want at the end of today's show. Whichever jersey's out in front, that's the one we're going to go with.
Oh, John, I'm sorry I missed your birthday last week.
Yo, yes. You know what? Let's sing happy birthday to John, because he wanted you to sing happy birthday to him last week. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John Ruiz.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, John. I'm happy we were able to go live on your birthday. We normally don't go live on Wednesdays. We went live for John Ruiz's birthday last week. We appreciate you, John.
GM Ruiz.
GM Ruiz, that's right. John GM Ruiz.
Random question before we start today's show.
Yeah,
I don't know where Will found this.
It's National Banana Bread Day. You know, typically I'm like, all right, what national day is it? So it's National Banana Bread Day. Do you like banana bread?
I love banana bread.
For yes, or in for no. It's very underrated.
It's gotta have nuts on it though for me.
Oh, I don't like nuts. I like nuts, but I don't like them in things. I don't like nuts in cookies. I don't like nuts in banana bread. I don't like nuts in anything.
What?
I just don't know.
That's when they're at their best.
I have grown on peanut M&M's somewhat.
Coach AJ, pause.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That Brandon makes a good point. Banana pudding greater than banana bread.
Darren Bell really wants Little to win this. We're at 67% for Xavier Howard right now. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be close to 50-50.
I thought so as well.
We got a mailbag coming up on today's show. If you want to get on the mailbag, and this is your chance as a viewer to get on our show, use hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat. We're going to have a lot of people watching. I think we had like 500 people at one point tuned in last week. So there's going to be a lot of questions on this mailbag. So if you want to guarantee your spot on the mailbag and skip the line, you Super Chat. Even if it's a $2 Super Chat, we're going to put you up on screen. You're going to skip the line, ask any question you want. Super chatting is the best way to get on the mailbag. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat. For that, a lot to discuss.
Hashtag.
We're about, 3 weeks now from free agency. It is going to get crazy. Well, like I said, we have 2 rumors shows for you playing today because there's so many rumors out there right now. So we're going to start with our first news and rumor show. That's about Caleb Williams. A lot of y'all have been adding me on Twitter about that. We're going to discuss it. Then we're going to get into our Dolphins mailbag. And then we're going to discuss more rumors. But as I mentioned earlier, we're really trying to get to 40,000 subscribers. And we're trying to get there and become the #1 Miami Dolphins YouTube channel. If we get there by the end of the week, we're going to be the #1 Miami Dolphins YouTube channel. So I would really appreciate y'all. My audio still good?
Yeah.
Okay. I went out for a second in my ear. But I would really appreciate y'all sharing this video on social media. So here's how you do that. You're going to click the share icon. And then you're going to select Facebook. And then you're going to click post Facebook. Or maybe you're not a Facebook person. You're on Twitter instead. You're going to click the share button, select the Twitter icon, and then click post to Twitter. We really, really appreciate your support of the channel. And you can further support the channel. You know, people are like all the time, like, Will, I'm not really a super chatter, but what are other ways I can support the channel? Sharing our channel, sharing today's live show is a great way to do that. We really appreciate everyone who supports the channel. It was crazy, Chugs, running in to a subscriber for the first time. And then I did it again. It happened again this morning. I was at my allergy shop place, talked to a subscriber. So it's really cool to meet some of y'all out and about, and I really appreciate your support of the channel.
Somebody sees me, Chugs!
You're a celebrity, Chugs, especially in Mitchell Rent's apartment building.
Oh, I mean, especially after I had that tweet go viral.
Yeah, that tweet was wild. Didn't it get like 12 million views or something?
If you haven't checked it out,
yeah.
I put it's a hockey fight video.
It's pretty crazy.
On my Twitter, at Jeremy Chugs. Same as right there, at Jeremy Chugs.
Is it the pinned tweet?
It is not the pinned tweet. But if you go to my media, it's like one of the first ones there. You can't miss it. It has like almost like 2,000 retweets.
Fear the Kilt saying Willy freaking Fins is a madman. Back at you, Lord Campbell. Fear the Kilt. All right, we have a news and rumor show coming up. A lot to discuss on today's live show. Give me a second here, Chugs. I'm going to scroll up on my dock a little bit.
Yeah, gonna just scroll up a little bit.
All right, mailbag coming up after this news and rumors. You can start getting your questions in right now, though, using hashtag Dolphins.
Before we go.
Yes.
Can you move your little cup right there?
Of course. This is my new water bottle. Do y'all like it? A little Condigo. Love Condigo water bottles. They're not a sponsor. We need to get them as a sponsor.
Oh, God. All right. You ready, Will?
Yep.
All right. Let's get it.
Welcome into Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott here with the latest Miami Dolphins news and rumors. There is a lot to discuss on today's show. But first, I wanted to tell y'all about this new feature that YouTube has, and a lot of people that watch our live shows are familiar with super chatting. YouTube, though, has added super thanks, and it gives you the ability to donate outside of live videos. Click the thanks icon, and it is a way to support the channel. We really appreciate your support. So that thanks icon looks just like that little heart-shaped symbol right below this video. It is a way to donate to the channel outside of live shows. And if you do that, you're going to get a shout-out, or maybe you can ask a question. We're going to put you on our next mailbag that happens during our live show. So if you can't make our live shows typically because you're working or whatever, you can still get on our mailbags by super thanksing. We actually have somebody that did that for this upcoming mailbag that we're going to be filming during Dolphins Live. So that's how you super thanks. We certainly appreciate your support of the channel. As we get into our first story today, could Caleb Williams, the USC quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner, be coming to the Miami Dolphins? He says that the Dolphins are his preferred NFL destination. Here's what he said about his preferred NFL team in an interview with People magazine. I like to be around younger coaches. I'd probably go to the Dolphins. I also would be able to play with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki. The defense isn't bad. That's probably my number one spot. So you have someone who's probably going to be one of the best NFL draft prospects of all time saying he wants to play for the Dolphins. But the thing that stood out to me about that quote was him saying Mike Gesicki, because he, of course, is a free agent. Gesicki responded to that saying, Caleb, they tell you I'm staying with the Dolphins through 2024. I'm just trying to figure out what I should do with my condo lease. So Mike Gesicki chiming in. And I would respond to Mike Gesicki in the words of Rihanna. I want you to stay. Yeah, yeah. We'd love you to stay, Mike Gesicki, in Miami. But I unfortunately think he's going to be leaving. But this is wild that you have Caleb Williams, who is probably going to be the number 1 overall pick next year, saying that he would like to play for the young head coach Mike McDaniel in the Miami Dolphins, pair with some of those young weapons like Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, some other guys on the team as well. Before we get in to my thoughts about this, though, be sure to go down and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, because we bring you daily Miami Dolphins news and rumors. We're one of the very few channels that brings you daily Dolphins content. So go down and subscribe if you want to keep getting daily Miami Dolphins content. We take great pride here at Chat Sports getting you guys a video each and every single day. Talking about Caleb Williams here. Caleb Williams just won the Heisman Trophy, had this phenomenal season at USC, transferred over from Oklahoma, 42 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, over 4,500 yards, a 67% completion percentage, one of the best seasons that we've seen in recent memory in college football, played in 14 games for the Trojans this year. And we just talked about how Mike Gesicki chimed in about this. Tyreek Hill, it also got his attention. He liked the tweet that said that Caleb Williams would like to play for the Miami Dolphins. I'm just saying, looks like Tyreek Hill might want Caleb Williams in Miami, but of course Tyreek is back to him several times as well. I wouldn't read too much into that. But when you're talking about Caleb Williams to Miami, there is a 0% chance that Miami is going to be in a position to draft Caleb Williams. He is going to be the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. The Dolphins are too good of a team to be anywhere close to being in that position next year. It's just not going to happen. So sorry, Caleb Williams. I don't think you're going to be a Miami Dolphin, even after saying that the Dolphins are his preferred NFL destination in next year's draft. Still really interesting. Wanted to talk about it. Dolphins Twitter certainly buzzing about it right now. Now, do you want Caleb Williams in Miami? Y for yes, in for no, down in the comments section. Go down and let me know what you think. Do you want Caleb Williams with the Miami Dolphins? Now, let's say Tua gets hurt early on. You start to struggle. Maybe you tank. I think we would want Caleb Williams in Miami if that happens. But obviously, the hope is that Tua stays healthy. And if Tua stays healthy, this is not just going to be a playoff team next year with the Dolphins. This will be a Super Bowl contender. But in order to be a Super Bowl contender, you need a really good running back, and the Dolphins' run game really struggled this year. There's a lot of really good free agent running backs out there in free agency. Could Miles Sanders be the guy that the Dolphins sign in free agency? We're going to talk about that in a second. But first, go and pick up a Tyreek Hill jersey on sale right now by going to chatsports.com/Tyreek. On sale right now for a limited time. This is my favorite one, the throwback one right here. Go and get it at chatsports.com/Tyreek. We just talked about how Tyreek might want Caleb Williams in Miami, but I think you want a Tyreek Hill jersey. Chatsports.com/Tyreek. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Chatsports.com/Tyreek. If you want a Tyreek Hill jersey, we got an aqua one. We have a throwback one. A lot of good options to choose from there on sale right now. Now let's talk about Miles Sanders, the possibility of the Eagles running back signing with the Dolphins. ESPN listed the Dolphins as the best fit for Eagles running back Miles Sanders in NFL free agency. So ESPN this week put together a list of the 50 best NFL free agents, and for every single one, they said that this team is the best fit. They say the Dolphins are the best fit for Sanders, saying this: we have to see how the market develops for Sanders, who set career highs in rushing attempts, 259, rushing yards over 1,200, and touchdowns 11 for the Eagles this past season. But there is an opening right now in Miami, considering both Jeff Wilson Jr. and Raheem Mostert are scheduled to hit free agency. Sanders would fit in Mike McDaniel's heavily schemed run game and could see more usage as a receiver. Now, taking a look at these numbers, which ESPN just laid out, 11 touchdowns, that's a career high in carries, career high in yards. He really proved himself as a legitimate top-tier running back in the NFL this past season, much like Josh Jacobs in a contract year. And Saquon Barkley is well really upping their stock. And I really like Sanders. I would list him as probably the 4th best option available in free agency at the running back position, behind Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, and Tony Pollard. But he might be cheaper than some of those guys, and maybe the scheme fit makes more sense when you're talking about Miles Sanders. Now, do you want to sign Miles Sanders? Type S for sign, P for pass down in the comments section. Go down, let me know. Do you want to sign Miles Sanders, the Eagles running back, in free agency? Like I said, I'd rank him fourth. Here's my top 5. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Miles Sanders, Kareem Hunt. The Dolphins are 100% going to get one of these 5 guys. Even if they draft a running back, which obviously the draft is after free agency. Even if they bring back Mostert or Wilson, I don't think they'll bring both of those guys back, maybe one. I still believe that they're going to go out and get a running back, and I do believe that Chris Grier will immediately address that team need. Now, he probably should prioritize offensive line, but knowing that Chris Grier is a home run hitter, he's going to want to swing for the fences here and land a big name early on in free agency, much like he did with Teron Armstead last year, and of course a few days later trading for Tyreek Hill. So I do believe Chris Grier is going to give Saquon a call. I think he's going to give Josh Jacobs a call. I think he's going to call all 5 of these guys and try to gauge their interest. In terms of realistic, I think that Pollard, Sanders, and Jacobs are all possibilities. I don't know about Saquon. I don't know about Kareem Hunt. I think Saquon goes back to New York, and I think there's better options out there than Kareem Hunt at this point. I wanted to hit on this news as well, because some of y'all have been on Twitter adding me about this. Ari Mirov tweeting this out yesterday. The Titans have informed standout left tackle Taylor Lewan that he is being released per his podcast, Bussin' with the Boys. End of an era in Tennessee. So we kind of knew this was coming. A really solid left tackle in Taylor Lewan has been released by the Titans. The Titans cut 4 players yesterday. A lot of people believe they might blow it up over there in Tennessee. So they move on from Lewan, who played 9 seasons with the Titans. And it was, again, a move that we probably knew was coming, but he's going to get a lot of interest from around the league. Now, taking a look at where he might fit on this Dolphins offensive line, he's not going to play left tackle because Teron Armstead's a left tackle. And I don't know what kind of interest he has in playing right tackle because he's never played that position before. This is going to be year 10. I don't know how realistic it is that Lewan would want to play right tackle. And if you sign Taylor Lewan, I don't think he's going to want to be a backup left tackle. He's going to want to start somewhere on an offensive line in the NFL. So I do not believe that Taylor Lewan is realistic. I think he's a great player. I think that wherever he goes, he's going to do well if he stays healthy. He's missed a lot of games the last couple of years, but in terms of a Dolphins target in free agency, I don't really view him as much of a target for the Dolphins. Now, do you want to sign Taylor Lewan? Again, he just got released by the Tennessee Titans. 1 for yes, 2 for no down in the comments section. Go down, let me know. Do you want to sign Taylor Lewan in free agency? 1 for yes, 2 for no. We're going to have you covered on all free agency news and rumors as it relates to the Miami Dolphins. So be sure to go down, subscribe to our channel right now by hitting the subscribe button below and by turning on your notifications. Do you want Caleb Williams in Miami? Chugs, my audio is going in and out. I think it was fine on your end. But I'll if it happens again, I'll just signal to you and just completely turn the knob off. Yeah,
Are you good now?
Yeah, I'm good now. I'm good now. Just turn the knob completely down if it happens again.
Close call. And you know what, Will?
Yes.
Miami, they have the Dolphins.
Oh, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins.
Hey.
Miami Dolphins.
Hey.
Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Cameron Reed says, before we do all the off-season things, what do we need to consider doing to get out of the negative so we can even do anything in the first place? Great question, Cameron. We're going to save that for the mailbag. You will be the first question on our mailbag. So Cameron Reed has just done the best possible thing if you want to get on a mailbag. He is super chatty. He has skipped the line. He is guaranteed to be the first question on our mailbag. If you want to get on our mailbag, which is coming up right now, use hashtag Dolphins. Chugs, I'm going to try something. My audio keeps going in and out. Are you getting me now?
I've been getting you the whole time.
Check. Just completely turn the knob off. Sorry, guys. Have some audio.
Now it just went out. Whatever you did.
It's not working now?
Now it's not. Yeah. Whatever you did just now, now it's not working.
Check. You know what? Check. Check. We good now?
Yeah, now
We
I'm
good
getting-
now? We good now?
Yeah, now I'm
Check,
getting-
check. Okay, good. I can hear myself too.
Oh, good.
But if it happens again, just turn that knob completely off. Sorry, guys. Had some audio issues. Got a mailbag coming up. Use hashtag Dolphins. Yeah, just turn the knob off. It's still happening. There we go. Thanks, Jugs. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get on the mailbag
I've
again.
already seen people putting in their questions already, so that's, good
Yes,
start.
great sign. Hashtag Dolphins. Got nearly 200 people watching, so the best way to get on the show is super chatting.
Super
Hashtag
chat.
Dolphins or super
Super
chat.
chat. The super chat.
Super chat line Mo. Get on the show. Super chat line Mo. Get on the show. We haven't seen Mo in a long time. I miss Mo.
I'm seeing a bunch of great faces in the crowd today. I mean, John Ruiz. I've seen Fear the Kilt.
Mm-hmm.
Wendell and Witt is in the crowd today.
Wendell and Witt's here? Oh, it's good to have you, Wendell, and we appreciate you. Probably our most loyal weekday live watcher, Wendell and Witt, always tuned in from the Philippines. She was tuned in from the United States a few weeks back. She was in the States. So, Wendell, hope you enjoyed the U.S.
All came down.
Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get on the show. What did you send me here, Jeremy? Let's see. What did you just send me here?
Oh, it was just some Dolphin stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay. Appreciate that. Very much appreciate Jeremy Chugs helping me out behind the scenes.
Anytime, Willy Finn. Anytime.
All right, we got enough questions here for this mailbag?
I think so. I think we're ready for the mailbag.
Excellent. I'm excited about this mailbag. I love mailbags because I get to interact with Dolphins Today viewers live. We really appreciate all of you tuning in.
And before we start, Alejandro, we got your question.
We got your question.
You're good, Alejandro.
All right.
Don't need to spam it anymore.
Here we go.
We got
Dolphins
you.
mailbag coming up right now. Dolphins fans, welcome in to this edition of the Dolphins Today mailbag. I am your host, Will Scott, answering your questions live here on our Dolphins Day live show. And if you missed our mailbag, if you were not with us live, we are live every single Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. So subscribe because we'd love to have you on our award-winning Dolphins mailbag, self-proclaimed award-winning Dolphins mailbags. Again, Thursdays at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And the best way to know when we go live is by turning on your notifications so you do not miss when we go live and you do not miss a video. Wendell Witt, I know she has notifications on. She's a very loyal subscriber saying, do you think it is possible to get both of these linebackers in free agency? The Buffalo linebacker Edwards and Philadelphia's. TJ Edwards, I'm assuming she's talking, or is it TJ Edwards? Sure. Yes, TJ Edwards from Philadelphia and Tremaine Edmonds from Buffalo. I don't think, Wendell, that the Dolphins are going to get both. I think Tremaine Edmonds from Buffalo is more realistic, but I would be happy with just one of those guys. And I do believe the linebacker position is a really big team need for Miami. You have several linebackers, including Elandon Roberts, who is a franchise tag candidate. We'll see if he gets tagged here in the next week or two. That, might leave for agency. So it's really important to sign some guys. I don't think the Dolphins get both. In terms of percent chance they get both, probably less than 10. Percent chance they get one, probably more than 75%. I do believe Chris Grier will target both of those guys and try to bring one of them in. Skitmaster, what's up? Do you agree with me that Minshew is a must-get? I wouldn't say a must-get, but he is 100% my top choice at the backup quarterback position in free agency. 100%. I'm with you there, that Minshew is the best guy to get as the backup. We'll see. He probably wants to be a starter. I'm not sure if there's going to be a starting opportunity for him in free agency, but the Dolphins need to pay him whatever he wants to come in and be the backup because you went 1-4 this season without Tua Tagovailoa. You could not win when Tua was off the field. The only game you won when Tua was off the field, you scored 9 points against the Jets in the regular season finale. So you have to have a quarterback that can come in and win games. Look at what San Francisco did this year. Brock Purdy went, 8-0 to start his NFL career. So you got to address that. You got to address the backup quarterback position, especially to his health concerns. Minshew's my top guy. Cameron Reed, $5 super chat. We appreciate you. Before we do all the offseason things, what would you consider doing to get out of the negative so we can even do anything in the first place? That's a great question. The Dolphins right now are in salary cap hell, as a lot of people would say. But Cameron, I don't think the salary cap's real. I'm one of those people that's like, I mean, you get Tyreek Hill to restructure his contract tomorrow, and that would certainly help. You could cut Byron Jones with the post-June 1 designation. That would save nearly $14 million. I'm not too worried about the cap. I think the Dolphins are going to figure it out. But I think you have to move on from Byron Jones. You got to have Tyreek and some of those top-dollar guys restructure their deals as well, which I'm sure they would do. D. Nice, what's up? I think we should sign Taylor Lewan. Thoughts? Yeah, a lot of Dolphins fans are kind of adding me about this on Twitter. I would be thrilled if we signed Lewan. I just don't know how realistic it is. But Lewan, if you missed it, was cut by the Titans. Ari Mirov tweeting this yesterday. The Titans have informed standout left tackle Taylor Lewan that he is being released per his podcast, Busting with the Boys on Barstool Sports, end of an era in Tennessee. 9 years with the Titans. I mean, he was with Tennessee his entire career up to this point. 11th overall pick in 2014. A 3-time Pro Bowler, 2 All-Pro appearances, 105 games played, 101 starts in his career. So great run for him in Tennessee. A lot of injury issues, though, the past couple of seasons. So he just missed 12 games in years 2 through year 5. But missed 33 games the last 4 seasons. So that's certainly a concern when you're talking about Lewan, his time missed. And the Dolphins already have a couple injury-prone guys along the offensive line. But when you're looking at this offensive line, I just don't know how he would fit because he's never played right tackle. He's only played left tackle in his career. He's not going to have interest in being a backup swing tackle. But if you could somehow convince him to play a right tackle, be like, hey, we're going to give you left tackle money to play right tackle. We have confidence you can learn that position, adjust, adapt to that position quickly. Then I'm all for bringing Taylor Lewan to Miami. I would love it if you could convince him to play right tackle. And guys have made the switch before. It's not unheard of. Do you want to sign Taylor Lewan? S for sign, P for pass, down in the comment section. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So when an ad break comes, go down. Let me know what you think. Do you want to sign Taylor Lewan? Brian Gonzalez saying, would you restructure Hill and Chubb's contract? Yeah, I think that you have to restructure at least one of them. Chubb, I mean, he just signed an extension a few months ago. So we'll see if he has any interest in restructuring his contract. I think Bradley Chubb is a team guy. I think Tyreek Hill's a team guy, as we've seen. He's become so diehard Fins. He's become so diehard Miami. You really love to see it. So, yeah, I'm sure both of those guys, Tyreek and Bradley, would be interested in restructuring their deals if it was for the betterment of the team. And I do think to get back in the green, when you're talking about the salary cap, you're going to have to restructure one of those deals. Joshy, what's up? Can Tua stay healthy this year, and can the defense be top 10 this year? Yes and yes. In order for Tua to stay healthy, he's already taking the right steps. He's learning how to fall correctly. Of course, those concussions he had this year, his head kind of snap back. He's going to learn how to fall by taking judo classes every Friday. So he'll be taking judo classes this offseason, which is great. You have to get him offensive line help. Get him a left guard, get him a right tackle, and you are set. In terms of defense being top 10, I can guarantee you, absolutely guarantee you, that the Dolphins will have a top 10 defense this year under Vic Fangio. I will jump in to a ice-cold, freezing pool if we get to next January, and the Dolphins do not finish the year with the top 10 defense. I can just about promise you that Miami's going to have a top 10 defense. You might have to write that down, Chugs. I will really do that if the Dolphins don't have a top 10 defense. Alejandro, we appreciate you watching. Do you think we should sign Derek Carr for the backup QB job? No, because Derek Carr is going to be a starting caliber quarterback. He's probably going to make north of $35 million in free agency. I think he's going to the Jets, so get ready to have him as a division rival. When you're talking about more realistic backup options, Gardner Minshew, I'd love. Cooper Rush, I know producer Chugs is a big Cooper Rush fan. Cooper Rush would be awesome in Miami. He did a great job this year for the Cowboys. And when you're looking at backup quarterback options, you have to find somebody who can win as a starter. Cooper Rush went 4-1 this year in Dallas. You can win by taking advantage of this T-shirt combo that's on sale right now. You guys have seen me wearing these T-shirts. I love these 2 T-shirts. Chatsports.com/Dolphins combo. I got my combo a few months ago. You can get yours as well on sale right now. We've brought them back a long time since we put these on sale, but they're on sale right now. You can go get it, chatsports.com/Dolphins combo. That link is in the comments and the description of today's video, chatsports.com/Dolphins combo. William Woodburn, what's up? Which quarterback do you think is going to be the best on the board by the time the Dolphins' third-round pick goes on the clock? It's a great question. I do not think Hendon Hooker is going to be around. I think he's going to New Orleans in the second round, based on what I'm hearing there. Honestly, Jake Hanner from Fresno State, I was really high on him before this season. In fact, I listed him as a top 5 college quarterback before this year. So I was on the Jake Hanner train long before the Senior Bowl. A lot of people are kind of bandwagoners. They watch the Senior Bowl and like, oh, man, Senior Bowl MVP is great. I've known about Jake Hanner for a long time. I followed him for a long time. And Fresno State has produced more solid quarterbacks recently than USC and Ohio State. It sounds crazy, but Derek Carr's pretty good. So, yeah, I think the Fresno State pipeline's really interesting. And I think that Jake Hanner is a great talent and would be great to come in and develop as the backup quarterback. That's a great question, William Woodburn. GM Ruiz, as we like to call him here on Dolphins Today. What do you got for me today, John? Signed Dalton Schultz, Mike McGlinchey, Jesse Bates, Jordan Poyer, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, trade for Lamar Jackson, Dalvin Cook, Jalen Ramsey, Derrick Henry, signed Tremaine Edmonds, and Levante David. All right, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. I don't think they're going to sign Schultz. I think Foster Moreau's the guy to watch for there. I don't think they're going to pay Schultz. They didn't, I don't think they're going to pay money to tight end after Gesicki was underutilized. Mike McGlinchey, yes. I do believe Mike McGlinchey will be a Dolphin. You got to write him a blank check, but get it done. Jesse Bates, no. Jordan Poyer, no. I don't really think you need a safety, a starting safety. At least you need a backup safety. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, you're not going to get both those guys. I think you might get Jacobs. Trade for Lamar Jackson, not going to happen. I know we talked about the other day the possibility of a Tua for Lamar swap, but I think that's just smoke. Dalvin Cook, maybe. Pretty strong possibility if you swing and miss on some free agents. Jalen Ramsey, also a possibility if he becomes available. It's a big if. Derrick Henry, man, the Derrick Henry trade rumors are really heating up. That would be wild. Tremaine Edmonds, very possible. Levante David, pretty possible. Herman, we appreciate the super thanks. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. Brother Scott, what are the, back at you, man. You're a bro. Appreciate that. Players you would let go, trade away, and the 4 you would sign or trade for in free agency? That's a great question. So just for you, Herman, just because you super thanks, and we really appreciate that, I put together 4 players that the Dolphins should let go, and 4 players that the Dolphins should heavily pursue in free agency or via a trade. Here are the 4 players the Dolphins should let go. Byron Jones is a lock to be let go because you would save over $13 million. You'd get back almost in the green right now if you cut Byron Jones with a post-June 1 designation. Eichenberg, man, I was rooting for him, but he was a disaster at offensive tackle and a disaster at left guard. Ced Wilson, I really like Ced. He was just kind of underutilized. I think he can go somewhere else and thrive. And unlike these 2 guys, I think Ced actually has some trade value. And then Noah Igbenogany, when you're looking at his chances to make this roster next year, I don't think it's great because I think you're going to re-sign Nick Needham. I think you're going to bring in a guy like John Jones in free agency or maybe Greedy Williams. And then Trill Williams is coming back. And obviously, Kader Koh is going to make this team. So I do not believe Igbo will make the team next year. I might as well let him go now and try to save some money. Players to bring in. Mike McGlinchey, again, write him a blank freaking check to get him to be the right tackle. Josh Jacobs is my number 1 running back target for agency. Just get him or Pollard or Saquon or Sanders, and I'll be happy. One of those 4 guys. Tremaine Edmonds in free agency. I really like that possibility. And then Laramie. And when we're talking about a trade candidate, Laramie Tunsil is the name to watch in Houston. If you swing and miss on McGlinchey, maybe you trade for Laramie Tunsil, convince him to play right tackle. Wouldn't that be interesting? 2 firsts and a second. I still can't believe the Dolphins pulled that off. Chucky, we appreciate you. $10 super chat. Thanks so much. Let's be honest. He says Tua will not last. As per usual, we'll be without a quarterback before half of the season. I do not want to be a pessimist. However, it's our reality. I hope we get a great backup QB. Cheers. Chucky, I understand the concern. I really do. But I do not think you're going to upgrade at the quarterback position this offseason. I just don't. Lamar Jackson, I don't think you have the trade capital to get him. And then Derek Carr's a downgrade. Jimmy Garoppolo's a downgrade. Baker Mayfield's a downgrade. So I do think, though, you're right. It is important to get a really solid backup quarterback. I love Minshew. I love Cooper Rush. I love Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke is a gamer. He's a baller. He's a playmaker and a shot caller. Skip Bayless called Tim Tebow 10 years ago. Remember that song, Chucks? So good. Look it up if you haven't seen it. Skip Bayless, Tim Tebow remix. I'm with you, Chucky. Got to get a good backup quarterback in the building. Absolute must. S. Gazer, $5 super chat. We appreciate you. What is your opinion? I love this question. What is your opinion on drafting tackle Cody Mock from North Dakota State in the 3rd round? Chugs, can you be quick here and I'm going to talk about Mock for a second. Can you get a picture of this guy on screen? Is it possible for you to pull a picture? Cody Mock is one of my favorite NFL draft prospects. Absolutely showed out at the Senior Bowl. Looked fantastic in Senior Bowl practice. Looked great in the game. He's probably going to be a mid to late 2nd round pick. So he might be on the board when the Dolphins select him. And I think there's some versatility there. I think he could play right tackle. I think he could play left guard potentially. I think he'll be a tackle at the next level. Brian Gonzalez in the chat asking, who is Cody Mock? Cody Mock is gaining a lot of momentum on draft boards because of his performance in the Senior Bowl. And we're going to show a picture of him on screen in a second, but the guy just looks like an offensive lineman, quite frankly. And I think this guy might be a Hall of Fame. Oh, here we go. You need to draft this guy, Chris Grier. Please draft Mock. Please draft Mock. Hashtag Mock to Miami. Let's make it happen. Everyone type it down in the comments section. Man, look at this stance. Look at this stance in this picture right here. I love this guy. He's one of my favorite draft prospects. To be honest, I don't know if he's going to be on the board when the Dolphins select in the 2nd round. But he's a name to watch out for at the Combine. I'm really excited to watch him at the Combine. The Combine is next week, starts on Thursday. We're going to be doing a Combine video. Players watch the Combine. He's going to be featured on that list. We have W_LLD45. We appreciate the question. I think we should go all in with Ben Powers. Yeah, I mean, he's a name that I like. Taking a look at his grades here from PFF last year, the Baltimore Ravens guard had a 62.9 overall grade, 86.5 pass blocking grade, a 50.8 run blocking grade. So overall, run block's not good, but what I like about Powers is he's one of the best pass blocking guards in the NFL. And yeah, I would much rather prefer a guy that can run block and pass block, but if you were to tell me right now, Will, you can only have a really good pass blocker, a really good run blocker, what do you think I'm going to say? Based on Tua Tagovailoa's health in his history. You got to take the pass blocker. Who do you want to sign in free agency? Is it Ben Powers? Is it somebody else? Go down in the comment section. Let me know. Who do you want to sign in free agency? Go down in the comment section and let me know. Last question. Harry99 saying, I'm with Willy. I don't think Luan is realistic. But what about the other guy the Titans cut? Zach Cunningham. That's a really good question. And so when we got that alert yesterday from Shefty, the Titans cut 4 guys, the name that stood out to me was not Luan. It was Zach Cunningham, the linebacker who played for the Houston Texans, was fantastic in Houston. Houston surprisingly let him go. He goes to their division rival, Tennessee, and does pretty well with Tennessee. So I like Cunningham. I think you need to add some depth, obviously, to the linebacker position. And because he got cut, he's good to sign right now. So you could sign him right now before free agency opens in a couple weeks. And looking at this Dolphins linebacker room, Roberts is a free agent. AVG, Duke Riley, Aguavin, Ingram. I mean, you have 5 linebackers that all played a lot last year. They're free agents. So I think you have to address the linebacker position pretty early on. You can address it right now by signing Cunningham, who, you could start him. You could, play him as a key bench guy. I mean, they have some options there. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Again, free agency coming up in a couple weeks. We are going to have you guys covered with all free agent targets and draft targets as well. Combine video coming out in a few days. Mock to Miami. Mock to Miami. Mock to Miami. Mock to Miami. Show him again, Shugs. Show him again. I need this guy in Miami. Can you imagine this guy? What's that club in Miami? I just went blank. That famous club in Miami? Help me out here. Let's Live. Can you imagine this guy, the Live Club Miami, in a suit after the Dolphins win the Super Bowl next year? Oh my gosh. S. Gazer saying I would love it if we got him. That makes 2 of us, man. That makes two of us. I would love it, love it, love it if we got this guy. Hashtag mock to Miami. We're going to get this trending on Dolphins Twitter the week of the NFL Combine, so stay tuned for that. Chugs, who are you excited to watch the Combine next week?
A couple people, actually.
Okay, hit me. Top 3 names. Go.
Top 3 names I'm excited to see at the NFL Combine. That's a tough one. Number 1, I want to see Will Levis.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
He's like the big
For those that don't know, Chugs is our full-time Raiders producer, so he's been linked to the Raiders.
He's been linked to the Raiders, but more than that, I'm just interested where he goes. He's getting so many Josh Allen comps, and it's crazy because if you look at their numbers and measurables, they're the exact same person their last year in college. It's just so hard because it's like, for that to be the case, you have to go into a really good situation, in my opinion. So I'm just really wondering where Will Levis will go. If he'll go as high as number 3 or 2. Will he jump C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young?
There's some serious chatter that the Colts might trade up to 1 and draft Will Levis, which would be crazy because I think he'll be there at 4.
I'm excited to see him. I'm excited. It's hard to just break it down to just 3 guys. I mean, I'm excited. I don't know how much he'll do in the Combine or in his pro day, but Jackson Smith and Jigba, he only played 2 games this year. Arguably the best wide receiver in this draft.
I really like him.
Could he fall?
He's boom or bust. I mean, he's either going to be like elite or he's going to be
Could he be like Jamar Chase, take off a year and come back and just light the league up?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think there's a lot of potential there.
The year before last, whenever he played a full season, he was on fire.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he was with a great set of wide receivers as well in the Ohio State locker room, but him I'm really excited to see. And then the last person, Joey Porter Jr. kind of sticks out to me a little bit just to see, like the name value has kind of, I think, brought him up a little bit, but can he be one of the top 3 corners in this draft? I'm not sure. I don't know. There's a lot of people are loving Witherspoon out of Illinois.
Yeah, he's really good.
A lot of people are liking Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon.
Now, Tom's going to the Combine, right?
I believe so. I'm not sure.
That's going to be awesome. So we're going to have Chat Sports coverage from the Combine. Tom Downey's going, so be sure to stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to see Sean Tucker, Syracuse running back. I mean, look, call me biased all you want. The guy's unbelievable.
Biased.
Yeah, thanks, Chugs. Professor Chugs. Call me biased all you want. I think Sean Tucker's one of the best running backs that we've seen in a long time. In fact, PFF compared him to Jonathan Taylor. That was their comp.
Wow.
That's a pretty good comp. So Sean Tucker is linked to the Dolphins a lot. I really like Sean. I'm excited to watch Bryce Young at the Combine.
Yeah, and Brian, that was the other name I was excited to see. Even though I really don't like A&M, I want to see what the running back A-Chain.
A-Chain's so good. I watched him in person. Shred LSU. Guy's legit.
Apparently runs a 4.36 40.
We'll find out next week.
Hey, but Chucky sent in a $10 super chat. So we're spinning the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
We also got a $5 super chat, Will.
Oh, we know what that means. We'll get to that in a second.
Here
is the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number 1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number 1. Shout out to S. Gazer. We appreciate the $5 super chat.
I'll take a shot for that,
Excellent.
Chucky.
Cheers.
Also, it landed on the karaoke. Will, you're up first. Whatever song you want to go.
You know, what I sing earlier about Mike Gesicki? Not really sure how I feel about you. Something in the way you move makes me feel like I can't live without you. Makes me out of the way. I want you to stay.
If you want more Dolphins content just like this, hit the like button. If you want more Dolphins content
like
just
the video.
Like this.
We've had several hundred people tune in at one point. We only have 57 likes. Let's get to 100 likes right now. Go and like the video if you want to keep getting daily Miami Dolphins content. We take great pride in getting you daily content. You know, I was out of town, Chucks, for 4 days. And there was still a Dolphins video that went out every single day I was out of town. That is what we do here at Chat Sports. We make sure you're covered because we know you care about the Dolphins, and we care about the Dolphins. So it's a good partnership. You get more videos.
Just did a video from England.
London, England. He did it from the was it Purse Store?
From
What's the Purse?
YSL.
Oh my God. Pray for Matthew Peterson's wallet. The girlfriend was purse shopping in London. Like the video for continued daily Dolphins content at 63. We're not going to do this next show. No, we're not going to do this next segment until we get to 70 likes. 64 likes right now. Let's keep getting those likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Uh-oh, Sherry May. Let's get to those 2 super chats we just got.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to those 2 super chats. Paul and Sherry May. Paul 5486. What's up? Saying hashtag mock to Miami. Mock to Miami. Mock to Miami. That's the new hashtag to Miami. You hear that, Chat Sports Studio? Hashtag mock to Miami. That's our new trending topic. Hashtag mock to Miami. Hashtag mock to Miami. I announced it to the Chat Sports office. Hashtag Cody Mock, the North Dakota State tackle to Miami. Let's make it happen. And Sherry May said, I want a mock Dolphins jersey. Let's get it done. Hashtag, you know what? If the Dolphins draft mock, I think I'm going to get a mock jersey right with you there, Sherry May. Sherry May, we appreciate you. All right, we got our last segment coming up. Then we're going to come back, take more questions, take more super chats, continue to keep this party rolling after this next segment.
Ayo.
I love that water bottle.
You ready to go, Willie?
Let's do it. Dolphins fans, welcome in to Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott, and on today's show, we're exploring the possibility of extensions for Dolphins defensive linemen Christian Wilkins and Zach Sieler. Going to talk about what possible extensions for those 2 guys might look like. Christian Wilkins, of course, had his 5th-year option picked up last year, but he's set to be a free agent in 2024. So is Zach Sieler. But first, I want to tell you all about this because we're almost at 40,000 subscribers. When we get there, we are going to auction off a Dolphins jersey. It looks like the vote is in, and it's going to be a Xavier Howard jersey, that a signed Xavier Howard jersey that we're going to auction off here on Dolphins Day when we hit 40,000 subscribers. So subscribe to the channel. Also, tell your friends about our channel. You can share the video below on Twitter, on Facebook, via text, on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever you want to do. But tell more people about our channel. If you have a Dolphins friend, Dolphins fans that are family members or coworkers, whatever, tell them about our channel because we need to get to 40,000 subscribers before we do that jersey auction. Let's talk about Christian Wilkins first here, and then we'll hit on Zach Sieler. But Christian Wilkins is certainly a prime extension candidate on the Miami Dolphins after a spectacular season in 2022. Nearly 100 tackles, which is unheard of for an interior defensive lineman. 16 tackles for loss, 7 QB hits, 3.5 sacks for the former first-round pick out of Clemson. He's a guy we've talked about extending a lot. Even last year, before his 5th-year option got picked up, we were talking about extending him, and ESPN lists him as one of the top 10 extension candidates in the NFL. Here's what Bill Barnell said on ESPN.com. I'm not sure there's really a player quite like Wilkins. Most tackles leave a modest statistical output against the run. Wilkins is a glaring exception. The 2019 first-round pick finished the season with 98 tackles, which does not happen in the modern game. He also said this: no other interior lineman has topped 90 tackles in a season since 1996. It's crazy that Wilk was not all-pro. Wilkins is already penciled in for a $10.8 million 5th-year option in 2023. But it would be no surprise if the Dolphins gave him a long-term extension this offseason. So Bill Barnell saying that the numbers that Christian Wilkins put up unheard of, which is just a fact. He should have been an all-pro, too. That's a fact. Ridiculous that he was not a Pro Bowler. Ridiculous he was not an all-pro team member. But he should get extended, and the Dolphins should lock this guy up long-term. Not only is he great on the field, he's great off the field, great locker room presence. Players love him, coaches love him, fans love him. Pay the man. Now, should Miami extend Christian Wilkins? Type E for extend or type D for don't down in the comment section. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So when you get hit with an ad break here in a few seconds, go down and chime in while the ad break plays. Type E for extend or type D for don't down in the comment section. Daniel Fussy tweeted this. Spotrac protects Christian Wilkins could receive a deal that averages $11 million per year. It would be a well-deserved extension and could be one of the many moves to free cap space this offseason. Position review on the Dolphins offensive line. So he wrote more about that in a column for the Miami Herald. But I kind of agree with Daniel Fussy that it could be around $50 million per year. But if I'm his agent, I'm trying to get him a little bit more than that. So here's my extension projection for Christian Wilkins. 4 years, $70 million total, $17.5 million per year, average per year, and then $42 million guaranteed. This would make Wilk the 6th highest paid interior defensive lineman in all the NFL. And I do believe that he deserves that money that you see on screen. And I think that he's going to want something north of $15 million per year, because when you're looking at the top 10 highest paid interior defensive linemen, they're all making a little bit north of $15 million per year. Probably somewhere in the $15 to $18 million range for Wilk. My projection is closer to $18 million. I think he is going to get something around there. Now let's talk about Zach Sieler, another extension candidate here on the Miami Dolphins. He is a free agent after next season. I think you should lock this guy up as well. He is another valuable member of this defensive line. Now, Drew Rosenhaus' agent, his new agent, he just signed with Drew a few months ago. Of course, Drew represents Tyreek and some other Dolphins, and he's very well known in the Miami area and around the NFL. Drew said this in an interview on sports radio in Miami the other day. That'll be a project that will be working very hard on this offseason. It'd be important, I think, to the organization, obviously to Zach, that we get his contract in line with his pay. Drew Rosenhaus saying that about a possible Sieler extension. Sieler coming off one of the better seasons of his career, if not the best. 70 tackles, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 4 pass breakups for Sieler this past season, played all 17 regular season games. It's silly how underrated this guy is. We were talking earlier about a possible extension in the Chat Sports office, talking about what that might look like, and there was one guy that really knows ball here in the Chat Sports office. I'm not going to call him out, but he's like, I don't know who Zach Sieler is. It's crazy. Like, outside of Miami, nobody really knows who Zach Sieler is, and he is one of the better defensive linemen in the AFC and in the division. It's crazy. He played 77% of defensive snaps this season. Career high, 70 tackles, 3.5 sacks, had a 74.7 PFF grade, and a $3.2 million salary is what he's going to be making this season, which is an absolute steal. So you saw my projection for Wilkins a little bit earlier. Willy agent going back to it, and I'm going to put a extension projection together here for Sieler. Here's what that looks like. 3 years, $22.8 total million for an average annual value of $7.6 million, $13.5 million fully guaranteed. I think that's in the range for Zach Sieler there, which is a steal. You should do that. Pick one to extend Christian Wilkins or Zach Sieler. Type 94 for Wilk or 92 for Sieler. If you could just extend one of these guys this offseason, who would it be? 94 for Wilk or 92 for Sieler? Taking a look at this defensive line, those two guys were both phenomenal for the Dolphins this year. Raekwon, he showed a lot of promise this year, kind of in the middle of that defensive line. A couple of free agents on this defensive line in John Jenkins and Trey Flowers. Of course, you see Emmanuel Ogbah there as well. Jacob Meschel tweeted this out. And Drew Rosenhaus also represents Emmanuel Ogbah. Drew Rosenhaus on whether he expects Dolphins Emmanuel Ogbah to be back with Miami next season. And, of course, he's under contract the next 3 years. But I do expect him to be back. In my conversation with the Dolphins, they've made it clear how much they like him. So his agent, Ogbah's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, saying that he expects Ogbah back in Miami, who missed 8 games last year after tearing his triceps, one of the many injuries that we have seen this offseason. Excuse me. He signed a 4-year, $65.4 million contract with the Dolphins last spring. Was not playing great, unfortunately, after signing that contract, but neither was X. Neither was Bradley Chubb. I feel like it was more of a Boyer problem, to be honest. I mean, you had several stars in the Dolphins that were very productive under Brian Flores that just didn't have the same production this year without Brian Flores, in which Josh Boyer is the defensive play caller instead. So, and again, Brian Flores took over defensive play calling responsibilities from Boyer middle of last year when the Dolphins went on that big win streak at the end of the season. But I think Agba still has all the potential in the world. I still think he can get back to what he was, but the injury is a little bit of a concern, the torn triceps. He did miss 8 games. He is expected to be fully healthy by training camp, and I would like to keep Agba around. Now, if you can trade him, get rid of that contract, that would save you a lot of money. But I don't really think that contract after the season that he just had is tradable. But we'll ultimately see what happens. You would have a lot of dead money if you cut him. Do you want Agba back next year? Y for yes, in for no. Down in the comment section, go down, let me know. Do you want Emmanuel Agba back next year? Y for yes, in for no, down in the comment section. Also, you want me to say it right now? So breaking news: Bobby Wagner just got cut. Wow. Adam Schefter, and we're filming this Thursday during Dolphins Live. This video. But Bobby Wagner just got cut. So that is a name to watch. He's been linked to Miami before, so keep an eye on Bobby Wagner. I'm pulling up this tweet from Adam Schefter. This is the great thing about being live, is that we're learning this as we're live right now on Dolphins Live. Adam Schefter tweeting: the Rams and 9-time All-Pro linebacker Bobby Wagner mutually agreed Thursday to part ways. Source tells ESPN. Rams need more cap space, and Wagner wants to win. He will now be a notable part of this year's free agent class. So Bobby Wagner, All-Pro linebacker, could he be coming to Miami? You got to know he's going to be linked to Miami. And if he does get signed, we'll certainly have you covered. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Bobby Wagner's been cut. Hashtag Wagner to Miami. Let's make it happen. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Bobby Wagner's been cut. That's crazy. I think Miami should 100% sign Bobby Wagner. All right. Maybe. I think maybe. All right. We're going to talk about Bobby Wagner. What do we need? We're going to talk about Bobby Wagner. All right. Linebacker depth chart. Stats. Player card. I get to 8 here. How about this? Include a few subscriber questions on signing Wagner. Does that work? Is that a good or bad idea? Just to help us get to 8. We can do like a. All right. Use hashtag Dolphins if you have any thoughts on Bobby Wagner. Hashtag Dolphins if you have any thoughts on Bobby Wagner. Breaking news here. The Dolphins, I'm sure, will pursue Bobby Wagner. This is a really big deal. He's available, and the linebacker position is a Dolphins team need. It is a big Dolphins team need, and you have 5 linebackers that are free agents. So Chris Grier, pick up the phone, baby, in the words of Travis Scott, and call Bobby Wagner and get this done. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl if you sign Bobby Wagner. We're going to talk about it right now on Dolphins Live. If you want to get on our show, hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat. This is crazy. I'm pumped right now. Excellent. Passmaster, what's up? Wagner was PFF's highest grade linebacker. Get this done. $5. Passmaster, we appreciate you. What's good, Chat Sports Brothers? We appreciate you. You should trade us X. Oh, man. So producer, shout out the Passmaster for saying this. You should trade X Howard for Dalvin Cook straight up. P.S. My favorite QB of all time is Dan Marino Ruin. Passmaster, I hope you're subscribed to our Vikings Now channel. Oh, good. Chat Sports Legend. So Passmaster, so get this. Producer Patrick Seatman and I, who of course you know very well because he's the Vikings host here at Chat Sports, we did a video about this a few weeks ago, and Dolphins and Vikings Twitter has not stopped talking about it. Both the Dolphins and Vikings fan bases want this to happen. I think we kind of want to get rid of X's contract. You want to get rid of Dalvin Cook's contract. So let's make this happen. I think this would be a great fit for Dalvin Cook in Miami and for Xavier Howard in Minnesota, reuniting with Brian Flores, who X was playing his best football under. So, yeah, this would be great. Well, we'll include this on the we might include that on the cut. We'll see. All right, guys, we're getting some stuff squared away here. Shout out producer Jack Lauderay, who you're all familiar with, I'm sure, because the Dolphins suit. I'm going to change our live title here. Let's change our live title. Getting some stuff squared away, guys. We appreciate your patience. This is shocking. When I woke up this morning, I was not expecting Bobby Wagner to be available. I was not expecting Bobby Wagner to be available. Is someone gonna live cut this? Okay. Breaking news from Adam Schefter. Bobby Wagner's been cut. He started all 17 games this past season for the Rams. PFF's highest grade linebacker. Voted All-Pro for the 9th straight year. This is one of the best linebackers of this era that you have an opportunity to sign right now. Do you want to sign Bobby Wagner? Y for yes, in for no, down in the comment section. Go down, let me know. Do you want to sign Bobby Wagner? We're live right now talking about Bobby Wagner, the possibility that he is going to... He can't sign until free agency starts. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I've been told that Bobby Wagner cannot be signed until free agency starts because he's not going to get cut until the league year. So it's a little bit different from Derek Carr. A lot different from Derek Carr. Thank you, Marshall Green, for letting me know. This is awesome. I'm pumped about this. I'm really excited about this. Really, really excited about this. Y for yes, in for no, down in the comment section. Dan G saying yes. John Ruiz saying yes. Wendell Wentz saying no, surprisingly. Joseph Walker saying yes. Gerald saying hell yes. Joe saying yes. If Fangio types yes too, I'm sure Vic Fangio would want to bring Bobby Wagner to Miami. Paul saying no. Jason saying yes. Dr. Dummy Betta, what are you talking about? Let me know. Sean Ruiz saying yes. William Woodburn, shout out to your Dolphin St. Bernard. John Ruiz saying third and Fangio. We're not going to have to worry about third and Poyer anymore. Shiesty Miami saying yes. I'm looking up what Dolphins Twitter's saying about this. I'm looking up what Dolphins Twitter's saying about this. Oh my gosh, I got to tweet something. All right, anybody who retweets this, I got to find this GIF. I got to find this video. It's remember, the Mike McDaniel walking. He's like, I'll find it. I gotta scroll down a ways to find it, but I'm gonna find it. Jason Mitchell saying yes. This is why I love live shows, and you need to tune into every single live show we have for the rest of the offseason because there's going to be news. There's going to be news happening. There will be a lot of news.
This is crazy.
When was the last week of the regular season? January what? Okay, I'm almost there. I am almost there. Almost there.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for this Mike McDaniel gif. All right, I found it. Let's ride.
Oh, my God.
I found it. All right, anybody who retweets this tweet I'm about to fire out is going to get a shout-out. At WillScott44 on Twitter. Internet here is so slow. Let's go. Come on. There we go.
Dang. That would be insane if they were able to get him. Absolutely nuts.
All right, anybody who retweets the tweet that I just sent out is going to get a shout-out. Hopefully that worked. I've never done that from a computer before. Let's see. Doggone, it didn't work. All right, hold on. I'm going to try this again. What else do we need?
We're all good to go.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh, Willy Fins.
Give me a second. I'm trying to get this tweet out. I'm trying to get this tweet out for Fins Nation on Twitter. Chugs, put you on screen for a second.
For Fins Nation. Oh, my gosh. Willy Fins. Oh, my gosh. So what are we saying about the possibility of getting Bobby Wagner? He obviously wants to win.
All right, anybody who retweets my tweet, at WillScott44 is getting a shout-out. Go and retweet my tweet. At WillScott44 on Twitter.
What is it?
It's so good. At WillScott44 on Twitter. I see Blaine Thomas is following me. Zoe Scorpio's following me. I appreciate you, man. Three. There we go. John, BYU, UNLV fan. Zoe Scorpio. Go retweet my tweet at WillScott44. Go retweet my tweet. Oh, you love to see it. You just love to see it. Lyrics, we appreciate you. Let's see. I'm going to need some copy help with this and thumbnail help.
Or we can just do it afterwards. That's fine.
All right, hold on one second.
All right, let's get into the cut. Breaking news.
All right, let me just.
Rams released Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, I'm trying to put this in my pod right now. Actually, yeah. Can you during
Yeah. I'll be able to message people.
Yeah,
we
we'll get
it.
done.
This is the last segment of the live show. So.
Here we go. We're talking about Bobby Wagner right now. Breaking news here on Dolphins Today. Bobby Wagner, one of the best linebackers in the National Football League, has been released by the Rams. It will be effective when the new league year begins here in a couple weeks, but the Rams are going to release Bobby Wagner. This coming from Adam Schefter right now. Rams and 9-time All-Pro linebacker Bobby Wagner mutually agree Thursday to part ways. Source tells ESPN. Rams need more cap space, and Wagner wants to win. He will now be a notable part of this year's free agent class. And you have to believe that the Dolphins are going to make a run here at Bobby Wagner. The Dolphins need some linebacker help. It is crazy that Bobby Wagner is going to be out and available in free agency. When I woke up this morning, I did not think this was a possibility, but Adam Schefter saying that the two sides, the Rams and Wagner, mutually agree to part ways. Wagner wants to win. The Rams want some more cap space. Well, Wagner, you have a great opportunity to win under new defensive coordinator Vic Fangio in Miami. Now, should the Dolphins sign Bobby Wagner? Why for yes, in for no, down in the comment section. Go down, let me know, should the Dolphins sign Bobby Wagner? Now, it's worth noting, at least it's my understanding up to this point, when the news is breaking as we speak, that this is different from the Derek Carr situation. The Rams are going to release him when the new league year begins. They're not releasing him today, so he's not going to be able to sign with a new team until free agency begins here in the middle of March. Taking a look at the current Dolphins linebacker situation, you have 5 linebackers that are free agents. Landon Roberts, who led the team in tackles this past year as a free agent. AVG, Duke Riley, Sam McGuave, and Melvin Ingram. So the linebacker position is a really big need for Miami this offseason. You need some help at this position. It is a top 5 team need. We've been talking about maybe going out and signing Tremaine Edmonds. We've been talking about TJ Edwards and some other guys in free agency, Levante David as well. But now, I'm like, it's Bobby Wagner or bust. You should sign Bobby Wagner, who has been an all-pro for the past 9 straight years. He was PFF's highest graded linebacker this past season with 140 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 5 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. So there was not really a drop-off. A lot of people were like, well, maybe in L.A. he's not going to be as good in Seattle. He was just as good, if not better. Taking a look at the numbers the last couple of years. In Seattle, in 2021, 170 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 5 pass breakups, 1 pick. The season prior, 138 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 8 pass breakups. And then in 2019, and when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the durability. He's played in every single game the past 4 seasons. That is what you want. You want guys that are going to be available every single day to help this defense out. Breaking news. We're filming this during Dolphins Live. Breaking news. The Rams have released Bobby Wagner, and I'm already seeing all over Twitter that the Dolphins are expected to be a contender for who is now the best defensive player available in free agency. And we're always going to have you covered with Dolphins news when it breaks. So be sure to go down and subscribe to the channel. We bring you daily Dolphins content. We do not miss a day. Even when I was out of town last week, there were still videos going out when I was out of town that we pre-filmed. We're always going to have your back when it comes to Dolphins news. So go down and subscribe to the channel right now. Shiesty Miami 305, as we're taking questions live here, says, how about Bobby Wagner and Jalen Ramsey to Miami? Be crazy. I mean, let's say Wagner signs and then Ramsey requests a trade, which is very possible. I think there's going to be a lot of change in LA this season. They had a very disappointing season. They desperately need to clear cap space. Bobby Wagner and Jalen Ramsey are both very expensive. So maybe they'll want to move on from those 2 guys. But if you sign both those guys, Miami has to figure out a way to clear cap space. Probably restructure Tyreek's contract, Chubb's contract, and cut Byron Jones. I mean, I think those are the first 3 steps you would need to do. But it's very possible that the Dolphins are going to be contenders for both Wagner and Ramsey. Again, Wagner's going to be available when the new league year begins. Ramsey is still with the Rams, but is in a lot of trade rumors. In fact, PFF listed 5 trade predictions, and one of their predictions was Ramsey to the Miami Dolphins. Joseph Walker, how much do you think Bobby Wagner will cost? He's not going to be cheap. What'd you say, Chugs?
His last contract, 5 years, $50 million from the Rams. They just released him. He was getting $10 million a year.
That's a steal.
Ask for $10 million?
That's an absolute steal. $10 million a year? Oh, you need to make this happen, Chris Grier. In the words of Travis Scott, pick up the phone, baby. Get this. I've been listening to that album a lot recently, but get this done, Chris Grier. Get Bobby Wagner to Miami. And I was actually talking to a Dolphins fan I ran into this morning about Chris Grier. He was asking me, what are your thoughts on Chris? I'm not really sold. Here's what I said. I look around the league, and I see a lot of GMs that are not aggressive. You have to tip your cap to Chris Grier because he is a home run hitter. He is always going to swing for the fences. He went out, and he got Teron Armstead. He went and got Bradley Chubb. He went and got Tyreek Hill. When a big-name player is available, he's going to, at the very least, inquire, and I do expect him to make a run for Bobby Wagner. His linebacker is a huge need. And you got to think as well that with Vic Fangio taking over as DC, your pitch to players is going to be like, you can play for one of the best defensive minds of this era. That's certainly something that the Dolphins are going to be saying to some of these free agents. Carter Reimer, could Wagner be a good influence to Channing Tindall? Yeah, that's a really good point. Taking a look back at this depth chart, Tindall was behind Duke Riley at Guavin. He really did not play much as an inside linebacker on this team. And for those that were subscribed last April, I mean, you all saw my reaction to when the Dolphins drafted Tindall. I took him in my mock draft the day before the draft. I really wanted Channing Tindall, and they got him. But unfortunately, we did not see a whole lot of him on the field. So hopefully some of these free agents leaving, like I do not expect Riley or Guavin to be back. So that'll open up the door for Tindall, and he can learn from a guy like Bobby Wagner. I think that's a great point. Jason, what's up? saying Wagner would be an excellent piece with championship experience. Yeah, good point. He has won a championship. Sign him up pronto. Yes, get this done. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of teams inquiring about Wagner. He's going to get a significant amount of interest from around the league. And again, he is not available right now to sign. Normally, guys that get released, that happens before free agency, are able to sign right away. But Wagner is going to get released when the new league year ends. This is coming from Adam Schefter at this hour, which is why you subscribe. We're always going to have you covered. But he said Bobby Wagner started all 17 games this past season for the Rams and was PFF's highest grade linebacker. Wagner was voted All-Pro for the 9th straight year. I'm on Dolphins Twitter right now. Dolphins Twitter is buzzing about this. At Fins for Life is saying Bobby Wagner would make this Dolphins defense bleeping elite. At Ellie Generico saying Bobby Wagner, you are a Miami Dolphin. Dolphins Twitter is already freaking out about this, and I do believe that the Dolphins are going to make a very, very strong play, Bobby Wagner. You'd have to figure out the money, but with Wagner's last contract being for $10 million a year, I think this makes this extremely manageable to pull off. And the great thing about it is you don't have to trade for him now. You don't have to trade for him like you would have to trade for Jalen Ramsey, for example. You can sign him when free agency begins in about 3 weeks' time for free, which is awesome. Let me know what you're thinking about this on Twitter, at WillScott44. We'll be talking more about this on Dolphins Today, so be sure to go down and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. It is so incredibly important for you guys right now to turn on your noties because we are going to see news like this break daily. Subscribe so you don't miss any news. I'm out of breath. I'm so excited. So you do not miss any videos at Dolphins News on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins #1. Paul, you get my point. You don't have to trade anything for him like draft picks. Oh, this is great. Let's get this done. Oh, my gosh. I'm fired up. Hashtag Wagner to Miami. I'm going to get... Oh, this is exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Chugs, chime in for a second. Give some shout-out.
Oh, baby. Wagner, Miami. John Ruiz is all about it. Imagine, Dr. Dummy Beta says, imagine we do sign Wagner. I still would sign Taylor Lewan and Robert Woods. I mean, possibly. It depends on how. I mean, you got to think, Dr. Dummy Beta. You got to think if you're signing a ton of guys in free agency this year, it's going to be harder to extend some of those guys who are coming to the end of their contracts, like Christian Wilkins and Zach Sieler, like we talked about earlier on the show. It's going to be a little bit harder to get those guys and sign them if you're giving money to Bobby Wagner, Taylor Lewan, and Robert Woods. Wagner and Levante David, exactly. You can't sign everybody, but this does bring a little bit more excitement into the free agency market this year, Will. I think having Bobby Wagner, before the top two linebackers really were, I would say, TJ Edwards and Levante David were the two top linebackers in free agency this year. Adding Bobby Wagner to the mix.
I mean, this is crazy. This is a crazy linebacker free agency class now.
3 legit Pro Bowl linebackers available in free agency. How often does that happen, Will?
I mean, I'm fired up right now. I'm fired up. And so I was talking with a Dolphins fan this morning at my allergy shop place. And we're talking about the offseason plan. And we were just both giddy about what this offseason could look like for the Dolphins. Remember that perfect plan I put together?
Yeah.
I said fire Josh Boyer, hire Vic Fangio,
sign Bobby Wagner.
Sign a tight end. Well, I didn't know Bobby Wagner was available at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't say sign. I said sign a linebacker, sign Josh Jacobs, sign Mike McGlinchey. I mean, everything is falling into place. Everything is falling into place right now.
You called Vic Fangio.
I did call Vic Fangio. I was over Vic Fangio months ago. Oh, this is great. All right, can we put our Super Chat menu back on screen?
Sean Kelly with the Super Chat.
Sean Kelly, we appreciate you.
Thanks, Sean. Cute dog.
I love the dog. Love the dog.
Nice dog. Here is what we have on our Super Chat menu for today. $5 for the Miami Dolphins fight song. $10 to spin the wheel. A bunch of fun stuff on the wheel. $20 to get on the Hall of Fame board if you have it with you, Will. I don't know if you still do.
I do. Get on the Hall of Fame board, 80% off. And if we get $200 Super Chat, I'll do a water boot. You know what? I'm actually gonna change that. If we get to
$100?
$200 total, I'll do it. $34 right now. $200 total, I'll do it. $34 right now.
There you go.
And when you say Miami, I'm fired up. This is great about Bobby Wagner.
And we have a bunch of stuff that we have to do. It's getting crazy here at the Chat Sports office. So,
going shot clock.
I'm going shot clock.
Shot clock.
2 minutes. 2 minutes on the clock. If we don't get a super, that means me and Will are going to start scrambling and getting this video out as soon as we can for y'all. Who would have thought? You said we're only doing 3 cuts today.
Woo!
We're doing 4.
But, so we're going to have 8 videos going out for you guys this week. We're going to have 8 videos. Oh, Paul's reset shot clock. $2 Super Chat. Saying, I love your passion, Willie. Man, I appreciate that. You know, when I was interviewing for Chat Sports, I said, I'm going to bring so much passion to whatever team you sign me. I was really hoping it was the Dolphins because I love the Dolphins. But I said, I'm gonna bring a lot of passion. And I've tried to do that, and seeing the channel grow has meant so much to me. Seeing the support has meant so much to me. Seeing guys like Paul tune in every single week means so much to me. So I really appreciate all of you. I appreciate producer Chuck so much. I always really enjoy working with producer Jeremy Chucks. Chucks, man, you're a brother. I love you, man. I'm so happy right now.
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm fired up. You know that I've had a pretty good week, Jeremy, and this made my week a lot better. Paul, we appreciate you. All right, shot clock is reset.
About a minute 45 left on the shot clock. Let us know. As I'll go to a couple more just messages in here. Dr. Dummy says, I signed Wagner to a 2-year deal to $10 million a year.
Yeah.
So 2 years, so it would be 2 years, $20 million. 2 years, $10 million a year. And I would give 1-year deals of $5 million to Taylor Lewan and Robert Woods. I honestly don't know if Robert Woods is going to be going for that much. Hurt wide receiver, late, kind of older guy. I think you could probably get him for $3 million, but we'll see. At least $20 million, but I'm being the Mr. Krabs of GM.
Well, I'll say this about Lewan. I do think I think he's going to get more than that. But at the same time, Lewan might take a discount to join a Super Bowl contender like the Dolphins, because he's already set. He's already made his NFL bag.
Yeah.
He's been an All-Pro player for a while. 9 years in the league. I think he's made near $100 million. So he's set. Congratulations to him. So yeah, he might take a cheap, team-friendly deal. Wagner, I do think, might get around $10 million per year just because that was his last contract. But this is outstanding. I do think that Wagner is going to have a lot of interest in coming to the Dolphins. I think we're going to see right away that there's a lot of mutual interest. There's going to be a lot of mutual interest because of Vic Fangio, because of South Florida. He's from Los Angeles, which is interesting.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
What is?
Our Broncos host, and right at the buzzer,
Sean Kelly.
I literally was about to just say we have 10 seconds left. Sean Kemp at the buzzer. Our Dolphins, our Broncos and Browns host is in England right now, and he goes, do I make another video on Bobby Wagner?
Matthew Peters is awesome, man.
Sean Kelly, who was the guy from San Francisco last year that wanted to come to the Fins? He was in a contract year and would have been expensive. Did they extend him? I think.
Talking about Debo?
I think you're talking about Deebo Samuel.
Yeah. I don't think Deebo signed. Yeah. We talked a lot about Deebo last year. Just because of
you just went out again.
I just went out?
Yeah.
Check. What about now? My back?
No.
What about now?
Yep. And now you're back.
Guys. We gotta fix those audio issues.
Oh, now you're back out. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'll go ahead and talk for Will. It was Deebo Samuel last year. He actually flirted with the two biggest teams I would say he flirted with, the Dolphins and the Cowboys. He ended up re-signing with the 49ers, but there was a lot of talk about him coming down to Miami following his old offensive coordinator, but that did not end up happening. He ended up staying in San Francisco. That would have been awesome if he came to the 305, Will. That would have been so good.
It would have been fun, but at the same time, you don't need him. We would have had to have a massive trade for him.
Will, I'm sorry to do this, but you're out.
I think we're actually going to the stream, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just not working.
Yeah. We're going to have to go ahead and end the stream. I'm sorry, guys.
Check. Still nothing?
Yeah.
All right.
You're out. Will, thanks everybody for being on the show today. Willy Finn's insane show today. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Dang, you might just have to go get another mic. You just might have to get another mic.
Allie!
Banana. Hey guys, aloha. It's Allie from Maui. Let's go! Allie from Maui is back. I share the YouTube channel with my son, and he changed the username. That's amazing.
I'm going to go get another mic.
LOL, hashtag Tua is my quarterback, hashtag Mock to Miami, hashtag Wagner to Miami, hashtag Ramsey to Miami. Thank you so much, Banana, a.k.a. Allie from Maui. I'll take a shot to that. We appreciate you, Allie. Long time no see. Definitely missed you. One of our favorite viewers here on Dolphins Today. The one who got Will into the lay. But we appreciate you, Allie. Ooh, always supporting the channel. She's a real one. Another super chat from S. Gazer. 1, the stars align. We signed Josh Jacobs, Bobby Wagner. We draft center Ricky Stromberg and Cody Mock. I think Will's loving that. I think Will is loving that if that happens. Josh Jacobs, Bobby Wagner.
Jack, am I back? Do you hear me?
No.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I think it might be something with the actual clip there. Or
Check. All right, what about now?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Check. All right. We're back. Sorry about that, guys. Really apologize.
I'll go ahead and
S. Gazer. Oh, my gosh, I would love this so much. Spin the wheel.
Oh, Allie, we missed you too.
Allie, it's good to see you. Oh, we got some. Okay, now you start the karaoke this time.
All right.
Here we go.
If I could fall into the sky, do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just sign Bobby
Tonight, da 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 da
and we
da.
want you, da-na-na-na-na-na, and we'll sign you, da-na-na-na-na-na. It's Bobby Wagner.
I don't know how this guy comes up with songs on the fly. I don't know how that happens. That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
We want you, Bobby.
We appreciate S. Gazer. The pass master back at it. Who sounds most appealing to go after? James Bradbury, Marcus Peters, or Patrick Peterson?
Ooh,
I'd say
Bradbury.
I'd say Bradbury.
All right.
He's still in his prime. I'd say.
Kill one, marry one. You know.
I would.
I'm marrying James Bradbury.
I'd marry James Bradbury. I would.
I'd kill Marcus Peters.
I would kill Marcus Peters too, and I would do the other thing with Patrick Peterson because he's an LSU guy, and I like LSU people.
Oh God. And you know what that means? Miami has the Dolphins.
The greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl, because we're the Miami Dolphins.
Hey.
Miami Dolphins.
Hey.
Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins.
Hey.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. And when you say Miami, you're talking Bobby Wagner. Make it happen, Chris Grier.
Oh, goodness.
Shot clock is back on. Hey, we're about $123 away from me doing a water boot. That's very doable, if you ask me. It's very doable. Very, very doable. $20 to get on our Hall of Fame board. Allie from Maui, I'm going to put you on it again. And I'm going to write banana this time.
Yeah, just put banana next to it.
Let's see. Let me find Allie from Maui, one of our many names.
Banana.
And $20 to get on our Hall of Fame board.
Oh, banana.
Let's see. Where's Allie from Maui on this list? She's somewhere.
Oh, no.
There we go. She's in the corner over here, I think.
Woo! Here we go. Having the time of his life. Will Scott.
There you go. Allie, put me full screen real quick.
Oh, gotcha.
You're good.
You're great.
Allie from Maui's on the board. Banana's on the board. $20 super chat to get on our Hall of Fame board here. We appreciate all of our loyal subscribers and super chatters. All right, shot clock's in a minute, right, Chugs? Oh, he's good too, I think. Mahalo, Allie. We appreciate you so much. We're getting some stuff squared away here. We're going to get you guys. Be sure to stay tuned. And I'll say this. The first 10 people to comment on the Bobby Wagner video that we're about to put out, they're going to get a shout out on next week's live show. First 10 people to comment. Please stay tuned for that. Turn on notifications. We'd really appreciate you clicking on that video right away, because the more clicks we get early, the more people come across our channel. Then we can get to 40,000 subs. Then we can do the Jersey Hawks. All right, we're going to head out. We appreciate you guys so much. This has been Willy Fins. Shout out Jeremy Chugs behind the scenes, doing a great job. Thanks so much to all of you for tuning in. Again, stay tuned for that Bobby Wagner video that is going to go out on our Dolphins Today channel here in the next half hour.